Ever since the Industrial Revolution, India has struggled to domestically produce enough resources to keep up with demand. Presently, the imports far exceed the exports, and India's economy is paying for it. In this video, we will discuss the history, current status, and possible solutions to issues in the petroleum, coal, and natural gas industries. The first deposits of oil were found in Digboy in 1889, which was right at the start of the Industrial Revolution in India. At the time, the area around Digboy was turned into a large trading route by Assam Trading and Railways Company. The first refinery to deal with this production was set up as early as 1901. The Assam Railways and Trading Company created Assam Oil Company in 1899, 10 years after the discovery of the deposit. At the well's peak during the Second World War, the Digboy well was producing nearly 7,000 barrels a day. The Indian Independence Bill was declared on August 15th, 1947. This bill freed India from British colonial rule and left the control of the oil industry to the Indian government. With India's government at the helm, it was their job to assure that the drilling and refinery sites were attaining maximum output. India brought in more experts from many countries, including Russia and the United States. Russian experts ended up discovering the Bombay High Field in the Arabian Sea. This find was a huge success for India's oil industry. Peak production stopped at 20 million metric tons of oil a year, while maintaining some of the sweetest crudes in the entire world. Currently, demand for petroleum in India is far overstepping the actual supply. In 2013, the demand was about 3.7 million barrels per day, compared to the domestic supply rate of just 1 million barrels per day. In 2040, it has been estimated that demand will climb up to 8.2 million barrels a day. All of this while domestic production is expected to stay constant. In 2001, India's government took away customs duties on all crude imports, making it incredibly more profitable for domestic refineries. The only real solution to India's oil problem will be to increase the efficiency of the refining process. By improving the refining process, they will attract attention in the downstream sector of the oil and gas industry, leading to more exports with more value per barrel.
Kochi, India is home to India's first liquid natural gas regasification terminal, where they not only receive but also reload. This picture here is an example of a liquid natural gas terminal. In this terminal, this is what they use to transform the liquid natural gas back into regular gas, which will then be transported to homes and business for use. The reasons for liquid natural gas to be transported and not just regular gas is because it makes it easier and you can move a lot more at one time. This is how they do it when they are transferring between different countries. This picture is an example of a plan to run a pipeline from Iran to India carrying natural gas. This way, India does not have to depend on imports to support the demand in their own country. However, due to complications with money, time, and politics, it can be hard to start a project this big.
With the first discovery of coal in 1774 along the Damodar River, the coal industry has come a long way to becoming India's prime source of energy, fueling 59% of India's installed power capacity. The coal market ranks third among the rest of the world in terms of production and consumption, as well as having the fifth largest amount of coal reserves. The Coal India Limited Company was created in 1975 after the nationalization of the coal industry in the late 1970s. The Coal India Limited Company is state-owned and has been the sole producer and investor of the coal industry since 1975. They are currently the largest producing company of coal in the world and contribute to around 82% of the total coal production in India. 90% of India's coal mines are surface mines, which produce coking and non-coking coal. Domestically, the consumption of coal is exceeding the production, which makes India rely on imports from mainly Indonesia, South Africa, and Australia. Solutions to bettering the production of coal domestically include improving and investing in railway systems, facilities, and technology, along with outsourcing operations to private and foreign companies.
India has nearly 300 sunny, clear days a year, making it an ideal location to expand its solar energy industry. India's theoretical solar power reception is about 5,000 petawatt hours per year. If only 10% of this available energy was properly utilized, there would be an end to India's energy crisis. India began using windmills to produce wind energy in the 1990s. It is now the fifth largest wind energy producer in the world. The government has announced plans to expand its wind energy production from 20 gigawatts to 100 gigawatts in the near future. India produces the sixth most hydroelectric power in the world. The amount of rain flowing into rivers and lakes makes it a prime spot for hydroelectric power stations and dams.
As you probably have gathered from this video, India has slowly been improving its exports over the last 10 years. Even with this, the supply continues to stay the same, and imports continue to rise. The only feasible solution to this issue will be to invest heavily in alternative energy sources, including wind and hydroelectric power.